warm welcome to the SKNIS produced Week in Review. This program is geared at highlighting the work of the Government of National Unity for the past week. On this week's edition, the education system is undergoing a paradigm shift, says Permanent Secretary Hodge. 10 new officers to strengthen prison rehabilitation efforts. And Executive Chef at the OTI, Larry Manos, wins Best Yam Entree for Restaurant Week 2017. I am your presenter, Jamiela McPhail. St. Kitts Nevis's Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, addressed his CARICOM colleagues on Wednesday, July 5th, during the business session of the 38th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. The business session of the Heads of Government meeting was held at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort in St. George's, Grenada. Prime Minister Harris, in his capacity as CARICOM's lead spokesman on health matters, focused his address on the 10th anniversary of the Port of Spain Declaration on Non-Communicable Diseases. The education system in St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as other parts of the region, is undergoing a number of changes geared towards ensuring that every child is given a sound education. That's from the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. William V. Hodge. Mr. Hodge, whilst guest on the government's radio and television program Working for You, reveals that his ministry is beginning to unfold a technical and vocational education and training project.
CDB has given us a loan, part of it is loan, part is grant, to work on improving the TVET subjects in our secondary schools and at the tertiary level. And that definitely, when that begins to roll out, it's going to definitely transform the face of education in St. Kitts and Nevis. Part of it is going to be physical expansion of our secondary schools to provide for the skill areas, plumbing, carpentry, masonry, and all those subjects, or all those technical skills that we definitely going to need to move our country forward in terms of tourism and even for our own country development. We are beginning to identify, we are looking for people, teachers and other interested persons to train in these areas. We are offering scholarships to go to do degrees and other levels of qualifications. So we are moving forward. There are changes that would come with the introduction of the expansion of the TVET program in schools.
Meanwhile, Dr. Tricia Esdale, Chief Education Officer, CEO in the Ministry of Education, touched on another change that the education system has undergone. According to Dr. Esdale, students are now studying subjects according to their interests.
Essentially, when we talk about child primary schools, we're talking about taking the focus from the teacher to the student. Now, however, whenever we say this, people get really nervous. They get a little thrown. But all of what we know in education to date, education in the 21st century says students learn best when instruction is student-led, yes, not teacher-led. And through child-friendly schools, what we try to get schools to think about, what we try to get principals, teachers, parents to think about are what are the conditions under which children learn best.
And that was Dr. Tricia Esdale, Chief Education Officer. Larry Monroe, Executive Chef at the Ocean Terrace Inn, OTI, emerged the winner of this year's St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week Challenge with his yam-crusted mai-mai, served with yam dumplings, topped with a yam butter sauce. The executive chef thanked God Almighty for making the event possible, as well as Team OTI, who he described as his biggest supporters. Mr. Manos competed against Joel Huggins, head chef at the Vibes Beach Bar, who walked away with second-place winnings, and lone female Catriana Robin, assistant chef at the Timothy Beach Hotel, who placed third. Expanding educational and technical vocational opportunities for residents at Her Majesty's Prison has been a primary goal of Superintendent of Prisons, Junie Hodge, and additional manpower will be brought in to facilitate the expansion of rehabilitation initiatives. Last week, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, shared that 10 new officers will be added to the ranks of the HMP. Superintendent of Prisons, Junie Hodge, confirms that persons have already been recruited and the names have been forwarded to the Ministry of National Security for appropriate follow-up. The additional manpower will be deployed to allow HMP residents to participate in classes off compound. One educational institution has extended an invitation to have residents participate in some of its courses, such as electrical and mechanical engineering, plumbing, air conditioning, and refrigeration. Some of the new prison personnel will also be directly involved in conducting classes. And that was another edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. This program is geared at highlighting the work of the Government of National Unity for the past week. See you next time.